international experts. Make sure you tune in every Saturday on Cool FM from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Bye!
Saturday, happy weekend. I hope you had a nice week. As I say every week, whatever that means to you, I hope it was productive, nice, maybe slow, I don't know. Mine was productive towards the end especially. But yeah, anyways, I had a good week. I hope you did too. And we're gonna be speaking in Papua English again today. As you know, we accommodate the conversation. What that means is that for me, it's important for whomever is here to have a conversation with me, feels comfortable talking in whatever languages they feel comfortable. So just so you know, if you ever come to Sincerely Carolina, I will make sure that you're comfortable. So I hope that's a safe and inviting space. Anyways, I have here back in the studio Natasha and Marilynn, and we will be talking a little bit about the topics that we have been discussing the last couple of weeks. But I don't know if y'all remember during, I think it was Women's Week, Women's Month, I did like a thing where I asked women around Aruba to share how they feel about the topic, etc. And it was really nice. And then it was just like a one-time thing. And then last week, Natasha was like, Carolina, why don't we do something like Reddit stories? And I'm like, Reddit stories? Yeah, that's cool. But also, like, people in Aruba have a lot of tea to spill. So what about if we ask the people in Aruba to spill their own teas? So that we did. And it's pretty interesting. But also at the same time, I feel like people are a little nervous about, like, sharing because, yeah, I mean, that's kind of scary, putting yourself vulnerably out there. So I made it in a way that you can share anonymously, and some people just shared non-anonymously towards me, but they asked me not to mention their name, which is fine because I don't think at the end of the day that's what matters. I think what matters is that we share these experiences and that we can learn from these experiences, discuss it, maybe give some advice, or I don't know, advice is a big word, but maybe our opinions, and then take it with a grain of salt or not, whatever. But yeah, the idea is that we learn something and help you and everyone around us make better choices about what you do in your life and how you treat people. So anyway, so that was a introduction to Spill the Tea. I don't even know if I said Spill the Tea, but that's what it's called. So it's a new segment. It's called Spill the Tea, and it's once a month. And, you know, I usually have several topics going on in a month. So I will see what people are responding the most to, what they feel like they want to talk about a little bit more on a personal level. And that's the topic that I will choose. So I don't know what the topic is going to be for next month yet. But we'll figure it out when we get there. And I will share the link and do the whole thing so you can share and yada, yada, yada. Anyways, without further ado, I will let Natasha and Marilynn reintroduce themselves because y'all should know them by now, but I will let them reintroduce themselves, so in case you don't know, you know. Also, quickly, thank you to Crest and Sarah V for being awesome sponsors of Sincerely Carolina and for allowing me this space, and obviously thanks to Cool FM. Also have a new sponsor coming in next month. I will announce them soon. Woohoo! I'm so excited. It's giving very girls, supporting girls vibes. So yeah. Anyways, so I will keep you posted on that. And yeah, we're live on YouTube, Facebook, and you'll be able to catch this episode on streaming platforms on Tuesday. Anyways, yes. Okay, so Marilynn and Natasha, hello. Oh, wait, I just turned it off for some reason. Now you're on. Okay, you're on. Hi.
Hello.
How are you? Both of you. Somebody, go.
Doing well.
We're here.
Alive, you know.
Alive and kicking. Kicking, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
Living
not
on
kicking.
the
but-
oxygen that we have, yeah.
Oh my god.
Dark.
Yes, just a little bit.
I
But
love
that's
it.
fine, right? Okay, so Marilynn, can you please tell us, it's been 2 weeks I think, since you were here. So maybe tell us who you are and why you're here today, and, you know,
Oh, wow,
other than
cute.
loving to talk, you know. But yes.
So, my name is Marilynn Hermans. Yeah, I'm a fashion enthusiast championing body positivity. Ooh, what a title. I love it.
Can we tell people how we got to this title? Because it's pretty funny, and sometimes, I mean, life is complicated, right?
So, we're going to be very, very transparent. I didn't have a title. Because, like, look, while I'm estudiando to full ng otoran, so I'm like, I'm a student, pero I think, like, the more, like, public and political side, something like ChatGPT. Like, can you help me out? Like, I like fashion and I like being positive about bodies. And dito manera, how about fashion enthusiasts championing body positivity? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm here for it. I love it. It's
And I'm
the
like, Marilyn, can you email me like some good pictures that I can use for the flyer? And the Marilyn sends me like good pictures, ChatGPT screenshot with like all the options ChatGPT gave us, and she's like, I don't know, I really like the last one, and I'm like, yeah, I think I like it too.
very, very, very straight to the point.
But I mean, that's life sometimes, right? May dikira ting mas hene out there kung portabo ta man vocal about something, of the sinti kung man pati yung opinion about something, or you really care about something, but maybe your job or your career is completely different. So it's like, what do you call yourself? Right? And like I, for example, call myself an advocate for, you know, so many things. So I just made it like diversity, equity, and inclusion, because I feel like at this point that entails it all, what I stand for. But it's not like a I got a degree for it title, right? It's something that you like embody. You decided that this is like gonna be like your passion project, or like, you know, what you're gonna do. So I think that's also nice to keep in mind, that personal experience is also important, and you know, whatever you believe in. So yeah. But Natasha, hi.
Hi. My name is Natasha Cunha. I'm a certified personal and editorial stylist, as well as I'm a founder of a sustainable swimwear brand on the island, Teo Swim.
Yeah, it's very cute. I just saw you got new fabrics, and I'm like,
Yeah. It's a whole siren collection.
oh wow.
Yes. Not the
Okay.
cutesy like Ariel the Mermaid
No,
kind
no,
of
no.
siren. This is the women, like the Vanessa in Ariel the Mermaid.
Okay,
We're
got it.
calling in the men toward bringing them under the sea kind of
Yes.
siren.
It's
Yeah,
different
that's
with the
about it.
Vixen vibe.
The Vixen
Oh
vibe
my
of the
gosh, I'm
collection.
here for it.
Yes.
Yes, I'm here for it too. So excited to look what that's gonna look like, right?
Si was ito parang na hak din batpag. Because I gotta support my
Imagine.
girl.
Pero well, actually, I have seen and I you do that sometimes. Where like the one-piece swimsuits, you just wear them like as tops, and I love that.
I wear it as a bodysuit
Yes.
most of the time.
Uh-huh.
I'm barely at the beach, even though I have a swimwear brand.
It's funny, right?
No, but it's super comfortable.
Yes.
It is.
And it's
So.
cute. It's very flattering. I feel like swimsuits generally like tend to be flattering, and I wish like we could normalize that, especially living on an island, wearing them as bodysuits more often. You know, maybe it should become like a trend or whatever.
I don't know why people don't do it often.
Right?
I do it all the
For the
time.
Beyonce concert. I mean, that is for Beyonce. So
I do
But
it for like everyday
like,
wear,
this
and
is
it's
a
a kitty
space.
thing too. My
Oh.
boobs are out in it, and it's like whatever.
Uh-huh. Maybe that's why.
I don't know.
Whoa.
But, you know, in any case, oh my gosh. So I'm grabbing my phone, and as y'all know by now, I'm very bad at multitasking. So Natasha came in and she's like, did you turn on all the lights today? And I just want to say that I think the studio, Cunha felt a little bad for me last week because I came in and the lights were on. So thank you, Alex. I know it's you. I appreciate it. And sometimes he'll do that, which is so nice. And I was also running a little bit later than usual. So it was really nice to have the lights turned on and just come in and be like, I don't have to run around the studio.
But that was so cute, though. But that was a funny. It was a funny moment.
It was a funny moment. Yes, it was. And yeah, and I feel like it's a very like this is Carolina moment, right? Like that really looked like what I looked like. So I
It's
mean,
true to the brand. So.
Yeah.
yes,
Yep,
it's
stay
like
true.
this is me. I forget stuff, and I just like, oh my gosh, I need to
Accept
do
and
it.
love it.
Yeah, I mean, what else do you do, right? Okay, so spill the tea, right? So the último dos, si Magno. When we have been having like these conversations, a bunch of people like flocked to my DMs, and they were like, yeah, I've had these experiences. So I was like, okay, at that point I was not thinking about like spill the tea or whatever, I was thinking more like, okay, like I feel like everybody relates to these things. And then for spill the tea, I was like, okay, we need to like organize this. And then I was asking like, is it okay if I share this, or like share like another, like maybe less identifying version of this? Because apparently a lot of people struggle with it, and we're not having enough spaces for people to talk about it and maybe make it a conversation to talk about it. So I hope that today's episode helps some of you. Bahasa topico aqui bespreekbaar. I'm thinking about how to say like bespreekbaar in English specifically.
Oh my gosh. No,
Make it like discussable. I feel like that's like a literal translation. But yeah, like have a conversation about it with whomever you need to have a conversation about it. And from what I've seen, apparently like bosses need to have a conversation about it, or like people with their bosses and their families and their friends. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like some people have been like, anyways, so what we'll do is I'll read like a little snippet, and then we'll discuss that snippet.
Okay.
And see, how would we react in such a situation, and what do we have to say to this person. Yeah, so I'm gonna start with a random
Let's
one.
go.
Ooh. So this is one that I can also relate to. Like as soon as I read this, I like knew who this person was talking about, and I think a lot of other people who might have been in the dance scene might have like a similar experience. But it says, I was in ballet, and my ballet teacher asked me if for school the gym outside or inside, because it seems like I was not sweating the fat off fast enough. And she kept like saying these type of things during classes, until apparently, as a kid, this person realized that the teacher is saying I'm too fat for ballet, basically. So Natasha, I'm gonna start with you because you have a dance background and
A lot of experience with that.
And I have also done dance. We discussed this last
Yes.
week. And I have done ballet. And I have also heard comments along the lines of, you need to lose weight for like, a show, or just like basically. Anyways, I love ballet, and I was like, it's too rigid for me anyway. So as we said like last week, I absolutely love tap, and I did flamenco for a while, and like jazz, and like anyways, all that kind of stuff where you move a lot and you get to wear pants. But this is something that happens a lot in dance, and it's very normalized.
It is. Well,
Yeah.
sadly, mainly the reason why, because I've lost weight during dance, and I've seen the difference, especially with ballet. When you carry more weight, it does impact your point. It hurts a lot more on your knees and
Of course.
everything. So that's one of the main reasons why they want you to lose weight, sadly. But it's just a lot of they just don't like fat people, which is
Also,
sad.
right? It's one of the industries with the most like eating disorders. And,
And I've seen it time and time again. I've seen girls in my company who has lost so much weight and have gone into eating disorders because of it, because they wanted to be the best dancer there at the school and the most flexible. So they lost all of that weight, and in reality, they weren't happy. And I saw that. Thankfully, I wasn't one of them, because I love my food. So
Yes.
I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna dance and still look chubby and cute. Whatever.
Whatever, right?
Whatever.
And I think that, as with any professional sport or like activity, there are like said and unsaid rules. Like you said, it has a lot to do with like physiologically too. It has an impact, etc. But when we're talking about kids at like a local dance school, I feel like because some of these teachers have been in that professional setting, they bring that energy in.
Yeah.
Which is great, because you're developing like young dancers, and maybe there might be a couple of them in there that want to develop further. But most young girls are doing ballet because it's cute, and
It's a hobby.
it's a hobby because they feel like ballet is like this girly thing that princesses do, and maybe they're not gonna be in it for long, but then they encounter these type of comments. So my question is for both of you. I know y'all are not parents. I'm not a parent either, but if you would hear a parent say something like that, what would you respond to them?
Oh God.
Like if they share the snippet, like my child just told me that this and that happened in ballet.
Honestly, have a conversation with the teacher
Okay.
to make sure that to let them know the situation of their child's mindset and everything, and make sure to make a safe space at your own home for your own child to have that open conversation about body positivity and like eating disorders and everything that could happen. So I think that's one big thing to do, is have a space for them to open up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's difficult.
It is
Very
difficult, right? Marilynn, if you were to hear something like this, how do you think you would respond if somebody...
Gosh. It would be tricky.
It
So
is.
sowieso, how do I explain? I understand manera why they do it. Pero, may kira lo mi papa ko, edo saan manera, hey, maybe we'll bring a word diferente. And like talk to my kid and waxi porta elo que stay in that environment
Exactly.
too. I'm sure like hope your parents listening to them, oh my gosh.
Because listen, the teachers are not gonna change their ways.
No.
No. And that's
I
the
think
thing
let me
too, right?
Talk to my kid.
See, imita pensa tami mani bidahi absurd sometimes, or not sometimes. Again, like I always say, every single week, it's like I'm surprised by how people behave sometimes, but it's like every time I'm surprised. So maybe I should not be surprised anymore. But mitahaya gewoon bizarre, see, kuting conversations ng ku adulto nang, na finali di a maioria de teachers na aqui nós sabiam di adulto nang, ho bibiano sa ni papiano di adulto na young, adulto nang mas grande. Natatena conversation ng ku mucha nang not capable pa grasp. E não tá tendo control tampoco. I mean, bisando mucha di mani 7-8 anos pa baha peso, não tá tendo sumang. Other than que mucha vai develop mani maybe eating disorder from a young age, onde ku portanto maior não tá dando comida, tá vai comer menos, mas ita pensa se é o único coisa que tá dentro control, right? Mas não tá tendo control de mani shopping, de food, how the food is prepared, for example. Que outra activities ita participate in. Dus mitahayan ko, tipo de conversation ng aki should not be had with children. If you have something like that to say about a child, have it with a parent until you have an adult conversation with the other adult involved and see how that goes, right?
So, voral, it doesn't stop at home like losing weight. So, we'll be saying like, hey, like you have to lose weight. It doesn't stop there. But so, bangpone, it can get like a healthier body. Pero it might take time. But during that time, it's still doing ballet. It's not good enough. So, it might develop the mindset ko not good enough.
Yeah.
So then it's gonna be an even bigger problem.
Exactly.
So, a common that you stop at a common. Like, it's a bigger problem. So.
Yes. Chances are the other children around also hear that.
Yep.
And then they develop a perception about people or other children that may be like a little bigger than them, or maybe there might be some children in there that are also like the same weight maybe as this kid, and immediately go into panic because, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be next, right? So yeah, I think that we should definitely be more careful what we say to children.
Very much more mindful.
Yes. And also, algo que me sempre tabi sa imitahaya tiki apart tambe apart pa sa mita pensa amito mani pepita preguntona. I love asking questions, and sometimes it's like I'm on a mission, like I want to find out something specifically, and sometimes it's because I'm curious. So I'll ask a bunch of questions that I don't necessarily need to know, but I just want to know.
That's okay.
Just because I want to have like that piece of knowledge and maybe not do anything with it ever again, but I just want to have it. Ang taungkos ko mariparata, ku ora ko mo siya nang tabay activity, type of questions ko parents to ask, ora ko nang ta enroll a child to activity, or even a school. Mita pensa mani, bonota puntre kos ni, mani of I'll talk to other parents and damit mani eskulting mani quanto ba eskulting mani basta cosa mani portate seem super random, pero mani kung mo na figure sa out mani nang papel but hiba mani buyuta hiba wipes and sutas mani I don't know, it's like basta
That's a valid question.
pero cosan chiquita sina, pero at the same time ita pensa si bota bayano de environment that is known to maybe have like a stereotype around it. Maybe talk about that too, right? Pero may kapatid enroll with children. But hey, was that kico sa policy ta about having conversations kumuchinang about, dress code, about like, behavior, whatever it may be. Kasi porta tame ko mani, porta basa ba yuta yega ko mani sumeya ng sushi. If I was seen on the same mak, I don't know. Mani ba tayo zundra mi you about it in momento of we having conversation kumi pro me.
Yep.
So it's like parents, like just a tip maybe, or ko buset when you start something new, just ask some questions, no solamente about mani regla ng the facilities, but also maybe about the culture, and then you'll maybe figure out if that's the place for your child and your family. If it doesn't align with what you're teaching your children at home, if they're going to spend a lot of time in that environment, it could be working, against whatever you're teaching your child. So maybe you could be giving like the super nice open education and like safe space, and then they're in spaces where it's not safe, and then they take that into. So just a little tip.
Yep.
All right.
Wait, before we go now.
Yes. Oh, she's like changing.
Because I have the wrong
Oh
headphone.
no.
No worries. See if they
going.
work. Yeah.
Keep going.
No worries,
Yeah.
no worries. People see us and they're
Oh my
like, they're
God.
so
This
cute.
is the rawness, the sincerely Carolina.
Is this
See?
better? Can you hear us
Yeah.
now? Okay, wow.
This is just, I was wearing headphones from the other mic.
Oh my
I
gosh.
just had a Carolina moment.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Happens,
You're
right?
infecting us. We love it.
You see? You see it's energy.
Yes.
It just flows.
I believe it.
Okay, so here is another one, and I think a lot of us have experienced something like this too. But it says, I went into a store to see what they have, and before trying something on, the lady working there says it would look very cute on you if you maybe lost some weight.
No. Oh my god.
The amount of times I've heard this.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like people in stores are unhinged sometimes. Like, how are you working here?
How do
Like,
you know it's for them, first of all?
Right?
Also-
Kasi siyempre tapundra mi mes.
Yeah.
What if
Also.
I'm going for a gift?
What if? Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my god.
So yes. Marilynn.
Oh my god. You know where I stand with this. So Tuvala, ora ko mitata shopping pa ang kasamento ko mitata ting mitata cheese by different stores pa kikoting. Paso dati masati sapato. Anyways. Pero yung specific store on the island, I will not name names. So
No,
we're
we cannot name names.
We're not gonna get Carolina canceled.
Thank you.
Oh my god. Mita drin na din yung store and hon ikara and the vibes ta hon manarakiba dun hasikiting. Like,
You can tell us after.
no, I will.
Yeah,
I will,
yes.
guys.
Yeah, she will, she will.
Shoot a DM. Mita spill all the tea. No joke. Pero hon, itong specific store who every single time kumidrenta, I don't feel welcomed because I'm not the type of person who like I wouldn't say cater to, but something like bigger models. Pero at the same time, manesi natin just 5 normal size, natin dos like bigger models. So
Okay.
I don't want to say bigger because
Yeah, I mean,
curvier.
Yeah.
Voluptuous, like
I know
more
which
to love.
store you're talking about.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, this happens, right?
Yeah, it happens so much. It's insane. I'm holding anger basically. I just want to contribute to the economy. I just want to shop for things. Busa natin accessories, I can go for accessories, I can go for shoes. Pero
Yeah.
kung e manera ko busa nanta unwelcoming makes me not want to shop there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I would be mindful about that because sibo, like workers not welcoming to the people that want to shop. They're losing money.
Yeah. I've had experience
So-
in this when I lived in
Yeah.
Korea. I was
Oh my gosh, no worries.
Don't worry, you're love, babe. You're love.
Thanks.
When I was living in Korea, I was, I think, around 52 kilograms, like super skinny, 5'8", and yet I was overweight
No.
in South Korea.
Oh my God.
I could not buy, like, there's the vendors and markets like of clothes where like it's one size or free size or whatever. I was too big to fit like that or a size large. I was too big.
No.
I would have to shop at like Forever 21 there or Zara, and every time I would enter those like markets, there'd be like, "Oh, we don't have a size for you."
I was gonna say that.
And I wasn't even big. I was skinny. I was skinny, and even then I was still too big in like Korean standards, and that like really messed with my psyche and like body dysmorphia there. So yeah, it's pretty common thing. It's just like, did I ask for your opinion?
Right?
Do you really need to make those comments?
And I think it's important to mention how this is not like only here,
It's
but
everywhere. It's
exactly
global.
yes, and different places have different standards. So I was looking at a video from somebody who was in Korea, and they would like record the responses, and she was also like the girl in the video. She was also like what I would consider like, you know, a thin person, and she mentioned like in the US she usually wears like size small or medium, but she's taller than, you know, the people in Asia, and she would like walk into stores and people would be like, we got nothing for you, nothing for you, you too big, you too big.
Yeah.
And in some places like, no, you fat, go upstairs.
Oh yeah, and the upstairs some other like moo stores and fat chick and
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
It's more common in Japan that they have
my
those.
gosh.
It's
Like
called
type of
those kinds
names?
of-
Oh, wow. Okay.
I've seen it. It's on TikTok too, where
Yes.
it's literally called cowgirl,
Yeah.
or fat pig or fat girl, stuff like
Yeah.
that for stores. And I'm just
And
like,
sa akin ko
oh
lang
my God,
ta-ara,
plus size.
see me buy and I can still not fit. Ding,
Most
like,
likely not.
yeah.
Most
that's,
likely not.
That's definitely gonna
And then
happen.
you're like, how what am I,
if I
like,
don't
what-
fit the fat girl clothes,
like
what am I?
uh-huh
It's basically like a US size large to
Yeah.
extra large.
exactly,
Oh,
like
Maybe a
can fit.
double
I'm
XL.
kidding.
Maybe a double XL.
wow.
Oh my gosh.
But that's why, no, it's like a very common thing. And you know, we're thinking about like really far places, but a lot of people from Aruba have been traveling to Colombia lately. Shopping in Colombia is also very stressful because people there are also like smaller and more petite, so their sizes are also like much smaller. So like shopping there can be like very stressful because they'll have like sizes that say like, I don't know, US 12, and then it's like this is like US 6. What are you talking about? Like, you know, so it's like, how do you deal with that? And I would say, like, do your research before you go. Like, don't go to places and thinking like, it's cheap. Like maybe Colombia, like the money, because like, you know, we take dollars, for example, and then it gets like better, so you get to spend a lot. But don't go there thinking, I'm gonna go shopping a lot. Do your research, what sizes look like, and if it's like the place for you or not. Because otherwise you're gonna be disappointed, and you know, they'll like look at you and be like, we don't carry larger sizes.
Like if this happened to me now, I have such a petty reaction. I would buy so many things,
like
just to like be like, oh, I can buy all these things. What about it? But then I also don't want to give them my money.
Exactly.
right.
I'm also broke, so I can't even do that.
I know. It's like when you ask somebody for like the price of something, and then they'll say like, it's expensive.
Be like,
Right. Oh my
Tell me the
gosh.
price. I didn't
Oh,
ask
no.
if it was
But
expensive
What is
or not.
expensive to you? Like, I mean,
Exactly.
what? You know,
No, makawadi haya stress. But so, yeah, to open the topic for something else, but if
I
you
know,
want
I
to
know.
the luxury stores,
All
kung
luxury stores are like that.
workers on Tahasi, manera, I don't even want to say it, but it's like, man, just renta pa browse.
See,
So-
but even if mani kiko to mani giving whatever energy of what making an assumption pa sobra ko, and I do want to say that there is like a stereotype with people, like people that are usually like, you know, there's this thing that is like pretty biased. It's a real thing, right? Like if somebody is thin and if they like conform to like Eurocentric norms of like being pretty, people will automatically also like think that they have more money and
Yep.
they're more capable and whatever. So what you see is that, for example, in my case, like I'm Latino looking, and like if I go with my mom into like certain stores, I get a different reaction. If I go with my dad, who's like this very white Dutch man, into stores, I get like complete different reactions. And I'm like, the money's coming from the same pot, man. But you know, but people will like, you know, react to you differently because of how you look. And I'm like, Aruba is a melting pot. Why are you treating people like that?
Right.
What is wrong with you?
Well, most luxury stores here on the island don't expect to see locals.
True. That's
They
also
just
true.
expect to see tourists because tourists got the money
That's true.
in their
That's
eyes,
true.
apparently.
And I'm not, but I do have to say that I'm not even talking about like luxury stores necessarily, because I'm not a type of person that even likes shopping at local luxury stores or whatever. But I'm talking about like, you know, stores that are maybe like a little bit more high end, like boutique vibes, you know,
Yeah.
or like jewelry stores. I don't know. It's like weird vibes, man. But yeah, lack of diversity, right?
I feel
so
like I have to put a disclaimer out there. Well, I too do not like shop now luxury stores with my
I've never
student budget.
I've never
You
been
know,
in
you put
one.
that energy out there.
I'm
Oh my
not-
gosh.
I think no. I've been into a mall in
Yeah.
like London, but not in a like specific
Yeah.
luxury store.
But sometimes it's nice, like, what's that, window shopping? But the energy, the vibes,
The
the
energy's
hon-
not there, and I don't want the eyes on me.
No.
exactly.
Just leave me in
that's
my
like the
peace.
same vibe I have about
Yeah.
like stuff like that. But it is a common theme that people react differently depending on like how you look.
Yeah.
Also, like when I shop, I'm awkward. I think I'm a generally like a little bit awkward person, but shopping is awkward for me. Like I want to do it alone, and I just want to just like, you know, have my space and time to try on
my
whatever.
headphones on. Like I'm in
Yes.
my own environment
Yep.
space.
I also do headphones. I'll have like a podcast or whatever, and I'm just doing me, right? And so I love stores. Like abroad, you'll have stores that will like allow you to pick like a basket or whatever, and depending on the color, if you want help or not.
I like that.
I feel like we need more of that, like bracelets. I don't know what it is, but we need more of identifiers that says like, I don't want you to come up to me every second. Like every time I touch something, like please do not come to me because it's annoying, right?
You would hate Korea then,
Oh my gosh,
because
probably.
all the shopkeepers they would literally follow you right behind your heels.
I know.
No to self,
Even
no shopping.
yeah,
Yes.
even
Yeah.
if you tell them like, no, I'm just looking, browsing, they're gonna just like be like,
Oh no.
behind
you sure
you.
you don't need any help?
Yeah. And I feel like that's also part of their culture, but that
Yeah.
would like stress me out for sure. For
I
sure.
was very stressed.
Yeah, like I would get anxiety and I would be like, oh my gosh, like this is too much. Like why are you so please?
But it's just they want to cater to everyone. They want to
Yeah.
help out, and that's just the culture.
The
But it's just
culture.
like, back
Exactly.
up.
I know.
Back up.
But another thing that I have noticed is that you know, in our culture, we feel like very quick or we feel comfortable really quickly to give people opinions.
Oh yes.
So sometimes you'll start grabbing stuff and people will be like, oh no, something like this would look better on you.
I didn't ask.
Right.
Thank you for try and help.
Yeah.
Pero
I didn't ask you.
I don't know.
Why putting it out?
but I appreciate
Is it helpful or is it just like projecting whatever they think would look better on you?
Unless they're a
That's a question.
stylist.
That's the question.
Exactly, right?
Unless they're an actual stylist.
Exactly.
Keep your opinion to yourself.
Right?
If it wasn't asked.
Because chances are it is loaded with like prejudice and
Yep.
stereotypes. So no, I do not like. I feel like how it might come off as seemingly like innocent and like caring, but I feel like oftentimes it comes with like judgments. I have this thing where, like, if I'm shopping by myself, like I'll just be shopping by myself. Like I'll, you know, look myself in the mirror. If I need to send pictures to whomever I need to send pictures, like my husband or my mom or whatever, I will do that. But I'm not about to go outside and have like the people at the store give me an opinion.
Oh, right.
It's like, I don't know you don't know me, so you definitely don't know my style, you know. And then I'm like, it's a little stressful because then they'll say like I have had so many people be like, porta si vo viste un faja.
Oh, the shapewear comment.
I do love shapewear though.
Same,
Sometimes so
same.
nice.
But I don't want to hear it in store.
Yeah.
Like, oh, si mo bis yung faja, lo, ek wanta turkos, and then, and I'm like,
Portame lo que aguanta yung cosa de.
right, like,
Why?
let
What if I
people
want to
be.
show all of my curves, like every
Exactly.
single thing?
Like, I'm finally in a place where I like showing off. And the people say, oh, faja, lo, wanta turkos, and then, and it's like, girl, no, let it be.
The only shapewear that I wear, and it's because I don't find it in other forms that it's not shapewear, and then I buy it in larger sizes, so it doesn't work as a shapewear. Is that I wear like shorts, like skin tight shorts under my dresses.
I do that too.
Because
It's
girl
cheap.
got big thighs and like
I'm not about the chafe.
no, exactly.
It's not fun.
So that's why I wear them. But I'm not gonna wear like a super tight faja with a dress. Like if this dress requires a faja, I don't want it. You know?
But it depends. For me, it depends like on the occasion.
And the mood I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by all means, if you love it, love it.
Yeah, for sure.
But the fact that people feel comfortable enough telling people when they need it and that they should wear it is a little bit troublesome.
Like another
for me.
case of unnecessary opinions is like people on Instagram. Whenever you post a picture of yourself, I've had issues
Yes.
where I've posted a picture of my rear side, you know, my Instagram pictures of my back. Anyways, I had this one guy commented, like, because I have, like everyone else, cellulite on my legs and my butt. And he was like, oh, the cellulite isn't attractive. And I'm just like,
Oh my gosh. Sorry, my fight or flight. I'm like, show me a photo. Me waki. ¿Qué has to say?
I'm like, "What? Sorry?
No.
Oh my
But
gosh.
first of all, you commenting this, you wouldn't even get a piece of this.
Period.
So, like,
Why are you even-
Why do you think you even have the rights to like give your opinions about it? Also, it's sexy. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do anything about cellulites. Like, that's
It's a
womanly
part of
thing.
life.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, that goes into like the next like
Oh,
piece that I wanna.
perfect.
Yes, it's a
Ooh.
perfect segue into like the other thing that I wanna say. How about how often like men, you know, and I say men, and I know women do this too, but a lot of men
Cis
will
men
like.
specifically.
Yes, good thing we're not on Twitter because we would be like banned now.
I don't have Twitter for this very reason.
No.
But what they will do is they will like try to compliment a girl or whatever, especially like in your case, right?
Yeah.
They'll like say like "ha douchey," I don't know, something along those lines, and then if the girl responds with like no response or what is wrong with you, then they immediately
Start
go
cussing her out.
and calling her like a fat cow and you're so
you're
ugly, you're
worthless.
fat anyway.
Yeah.
You're
It
stupid.
happens.
Like you're a, you know, some
Yes.
cussy words we shouldn't.
Yes, we shouldn't say on air. But okay, so I obviously know a lot of girlies and women, right? How like the fact that this is so common is kind of creepy. And shout outs to Mandy Leclerc because she makes Instagram so much fun. But she will share stuff that she gets sometimes too. But you will see how like if you respond to something like, you know, I'm not interested, or you know, like maybe we're talking about something else and you said something stupid and I like disagreed or whatever, how quickly people, and you know, it so happens to be that it's often men, will use like your body as a weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, why is this so normalized? Like, I don't know.
Patriarchy, misogyny, like we can go on and on, but that's a whole different topic.
Kasi electric pa sa amin kung guide in my class. And- yeah, like you know, I think you know
Yes,
the
I do
story.
know the story, but
Yeah,
please
so
tell us.
Alam
about
ba
this.
sila? Alam ba sila? And I was not interested. I'm like, oh, I'm seeing someone. So hindi ko man ako, like, I'm not attracted to him. I didn't go there. Oh, I'm seeing someone. And so he's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, you're not that hot anyways. So I'm like, excuse you, I'm really hot. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, don't lie. Like, lying is not cute.
Why do men?
Like, exactly.
That's a real
But
question.
It became
Why do
like
men?
a whole thing. It became like a whole thing. And even by when I said like directors na school, ko like, I'm a bully and all of that because I don't like him back. And I could have said something bad. I could have been like, no, you're ugly, but I didn't. So I was like, I'm gonna go to like the nice route, like, oh no, I'm good, thanks, I'm
Yes.
seeing someone. And yeah, I don't understand it either.
This
Like-
is a just like something I would like to say to all cis men or just everyone in general. Go to therapy.
Please, like.
I felt it coming.
Yeah.
Go to
Yeah.
therapy, not just for men, but like everyone in general, but especially men. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, but then was like mas erg. He kept coming
Please.
back, and he's like, "Why am I not in a relationship if I'm not fat?" And I'm like, "Hey, I don't know. That has nothing to do with it.
Oh,
Maybe like
personality.
get your personality in check,
Wow.
but Aries men, anyways."
Wow. Okay, so this is like an issue, right? Anto, women participate in this too. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm gonna share like a little snippet. I'm gonna share what this person said, and then you know we'll talk a little bit about how women participate in this too.
Yeah.
So Nicole says, in my opinion, body shaming or inappropriate comments sting the most when it comes from other women. She said that she had an old job where anything she wore was considered provocative because of her fuller boobs. And this happens a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So what I have experienced is how quickly professional adult women will participate in toxic conversations about other women's appearances, and I don't care for it. And I'm not gonna say that I don't do it ever, because that would be a total lie, right? I'm a person, and I too grew up in whatever, norms we grew up in, but I am taken aback as a professional now, as a young professional. I still consider myself young, professional, and how often that happens in spaces where I always thought, that conversations are always like on an elevated level, or these type of conversations, we don't talk about small talk like that, or we're not going to be in a space where we talk about people's appearances. But it happens so often and so like continuously, and also because it's used as like a weapon to either like put like some form of like value onto that person. So if that person tends to, for example, wear stuff that apparently is considered provocative or whatever, we're not gonna consider their opinion as legit. Although they have the papers to, be in the position they have and whatever, it has nothing to do with their looks, but, the fact that we go there so quickly. I have not had like any boss talk to me ever about my appearance, and I think it has to do with the fact that I, as a person, do not necessarily dress up in a what would be considered provocative way, or whatever. But I do call it out when I see it or I hear it when it's in regards to other people, because I think it's weird. Like, unless you have like a dress code or a uniform or whatever, why are you doing that way? That's so weird. Like,
I feel like the both of us, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I started getting my boobs at 8 years old already.
Wow, okay.
Very young. I got my period at 10.
okay.
So I've always had big boobs. I just feel like we have to say it that
Yes.
way. I just feel like it's fun. And no matter what I wore, if it was an oversized shirt, whatever, I would always be sexualized because of it. And I'm just like, I can't do anything about this. Like, are you going to pay for my surgery to get rid of these boobs? No? Okay, so then you don't have an opinion on it. But thankfully, I've never worked at a place where they've commented about that. And plus now I work for my mom, and she's the complete opposite. She's like, show your boobs so we can get more customers.
Yes.
My mom has always been like that, because she also has
my
big boobs, and she's like, use them. We got them. Use them.
Oh my gosh. But this is like a little worrisome, right? Because I have seen it more in regards to like different professions. Like, I've seen teachers also comment on this. Well, they'll wear like regular jeans and a t-shirt, but because they have like a more of a, like an hourglass type of body, or they, they're thicker, so they have thicker like thighs and bigger breasts and bottoms or whatever. Like, parents will be like, this teacher is being like too sexy for school, and they're literally wearing t-shirt and jeans. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
This teacher probably has an OnlyFans, blah, 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 It's just like, no. She's just wearing normal clothes that you wear.
Exactly. And it looks different on different people, obviously, because that's, that's duh, we have different bodies. But I do think that it's problematic how people, especially women, are being sexualized at work depending on how they dress. Even if they dress something that is not like a regular like blouse, like a working blouse, like the button downs or whatever. If you have like bigger breasts, you probably need to buy like a larger size, which means the bottom is gonna be like a little lower, but not necessarily to the point where it's like open or whatever, but it is gonna be a little lower. And if you obviously have bigger breasts, you have
more cleavage.
Yep.
And then people are like, oh, you know, that she's doing it on purpose and like this thing is like provocative.
And when it comes to like women putting other women down, it just comes from like insecurity and jealousy. That's where it just stems from.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, why are we doing that? We should be literally supporting each other,
Exactly.
banding together.
Mm-hmm.
We're all Barbies. Come on, girls.
Period.
Yes.
Like, what is this?
Like,
we're all Barbies.
like, look at the Barbie next to you and tell them you love them.
Yeah, right?
Love you,
I have
Barbie.
yet to see the movie.
Oh, you need to watch
have
it.
to. It's
Yes,
so
please.
good.
It's so
I'm
cute.
too cheap though. I'm gonna wait until it comes online.
Okay, fine.
Me deve saber de app, no worry.
I already have one. I just want to mention that.
Like recently, I also went to a wedding and I had to work at a wedding. I think you saw the picture of the blue dress and everything.
Yes, yes.
I got that from my aunt, and she's like a size 6, small breast. Not, you know, she's petite body, and for her, she looks like when she wears it, she looks like a politician. Like she's gonna go campaign for the Democrats or something. I don't know. And then I wore it, and I'm like, oh, I look like a secretary that you see on those certain websites.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Because of all the cleavage and everything, and I was like,
It's the same dress.
It's the same exact dress, but on two
Crazy,
different
right?
bodies, and I look sexual. Like I'm
Yeah.
making it look sexual.
Yep.
So
And, you know, it's putting a lot of pressure on people, especially living on an island. You know, we have limited options when it comes to shopping. We have limited options for people who have, like, you know, larger bodies, larger breasts specifically, for example, right? Or bottoms. And we're putting so much pressure on them, like, to not buy things that actually fit them because it might look like too sexy or whatever. I don't think that's reasonable to be putting that type of pressure and like expectations on people. And I'm a big lover of uniforms because I would love to not have to think of what I need to wear.
I'm not.
And no, you're not. I'm a big like if I need to be here because it's like my job and I need to do like my work or whatever, I don't want to spend my cute clothes here. It's like it's not for y'all. You know? My cute clothes is for cute people.
I've never liked uniforms because the uniforms are never cute.
No, they're not. They're not.
That's
they're
why.
not. They're not. And, you know, or they could be. Ali would say differently. Ali, if you're hearing this, you have created beautiful uniforms. I do not in any way, like, I wish Ali would come to my job and, like, create uniforms for us, please. But the idea that if your organization is doing some type of work that requires, like, some type of, like, uniformity, whatever that means, then that needs to be clear and provided. Like, you cannot be setting, you know, expectations on a group of people because they look differently or their bodies are shaped differently. And that also includes hair. Like, the same person was telling me that you know, she has naturally like coily hair, and that would, you know, anytime that she wear her natural or whatever, it would be an issue and considered like not tidy or like not professional or whatever.
And that goes to the European beauty standards.
Yes.
Eurocentric beauty standards.
Yes. And I think that's a little problematic. Like, at our job, we don't have like uniforms unless we're going like outside. And it's a very simple thing. It's not cute. I mean, it's not cute. I don't think it looks bad on me, but it's not like a, you know, like they was tailored to me or whatever.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that it reduces the opportunity of that type of argument or of that being like an issue necessarily, right? And I think that if for whatever reason a boss feels like, you know, check in with yourself first. Like, why do I feel this way about the way that this person is dressing? Like, take a second and be like, this person is just wearing jeans and t-shirt, for example. Like, why am I having this reaction towards how this person is dressed?
If it's a male boss, they're sexualizing that person instantly, and if it's a female boss, it comes from jealousy and insecurity.
Yeah.
You can never win.
No.
Never win.
Never win, right?
And this is an HR issue.
Yep.
Yes. But then I feel like HR would need to be educated on
Yeah.
the topic in the first place for them to be able to tackle it. And again, I like rules. Like my neurodivergent brain loves to have like set of things that I need to follow or can follow in order for me not to think too much about it and like go on down spiral. So again, if you work in a space, or if you are in a position where you decide like what like dress code is appropriate or whatever, make sure that you are being realistic
And considerate.
and considerate that we live on an island and options are limited. And if you really want to enforce something like that, make sure that you are providing the people with what they need in order to conform to this thing, and then people will decide if they want to work for your company or not, if they feel okay with that or not. But it's a much better route to go than just like singling people out because of their body types and body shapes, right?
Yep.
And also like propaganda no pagpapaali, but we have local stylists and like I don't know, Natasha, have you done like uniforms? Like, is that something you would be open to? No? Okay.
I'm more
Like
of a
dogs.
creative, like editorial
I
girly
feel
pop.
like that too about you.
So I like more creative stuff. it tickles my brain.
I
need
can
something
understand.
to tickle my brain to keep
I can
me
understand
alive.
that.
No
But
khakis.
No khakis.
but make it look cute, right? Oh my gosh, that
If
feels
it's gonna be khakis, it's gonna be a khaki skirt, mini skirt. You know what I'm saying?
I love medium ones.
The Miu Miu ones.
si kumare pleats nandinjele, make it cute. But I mean locally, especially if you're like, and I know some big companies have done that where they have realized that the uniforms that they have had in the past are not inclusive whatsoever, and they have done the work to redesign that, and I applaud you for it. More of us need to do that. So yeah.
Do you have any more
Of these stories?
yes.
No, not right now.
Oh,
So
oh.
I had like 4 that I picked that I thought were like, 5-ish.
Okay. It was fun.
Yes. But I think
spilled
that,
the tea, bakit a 2-hour episode.
oh my gosh. But then it has to be like not, I mean, I don't want to say that because I don't want to be mean or whatever, but I feel like it would need to be like uncensored. I don't know if that's
I
allowed on
know.
radio, like at a specific time of day, like if
Most
it airs
likely
like
at
at
night.
night or whatever. Like, is it allowed to be uncensored? I don't know.
Of if anything, basta in SpongeBob, nanti man a dolphin noise.
Oh my
like,
God,
it's just
every
gonna be-
See, but I'm not quick like that. So I mean, it would need to be edited or whatever, right? But yeah, I agree that having
Just
this
to run it
like,
by the executive. And they,
Right,
hey, we have
right.
an idea.
we have an idea. Can we do this like uncensored in some way? What do we need to do that?
Facebook would be on fire though. Like,
Exactly. I feel like people would like participate in a more unhinged way, and I would love that.
We need unhinged stories.
Yes.
I love
say it
unhinged
like
Yes.
it is.
And
I'm the beast. I'm the super me of yung by hey, good luck guys.
bye.
Or do I extend my trip? Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I mean, I hope that you felt, I mean, I don't think we were like mean in any way. I hope that we were able to give off like safe space vibes, and like, we're here to just like brainstorm whatever you're going through.
This is
Chances
a
are,
spill the tea episode. So we're
Yeah.
spilling tea.
yeah.
It's a chisme episode.
It's a cheat. Yes, it is. Like, I always say that since you're Carolina is not sensational and we do not participate in like yellowest type of like journalism or whatever. But I do think that there is like a learning component from like these type of conversations, because
Yeah.
it's real. It's not like we're not making these things up. We're not dramatizing anything. This is what people go through, and maybe y'all need to hear about it more. So that's where we're at, right?
And that's the tea.
Yeah, and that's the tea. Chances are you're not the only one going through whatever you're going through. So please share. There's a lot of power in storytelling. I also want to encourage you to send me. Sometimes people send me like voice memos. Okay, so maybe I need to do like a little disclaimer. Do not send me random voice notes, because chances are I will not listen to them. If you do want to send me voice notes for Spill the Tea, be like voice note, and then under it be like, Carolina, this
Here's
was
the tea.
for Spill the Tea. Please listen to it. because I will ignore voice notes if I am in a place where I know I do not have the attention span to listen to a voice note. I will forget, and I will never get back to you.
You're not alone.
So yes, and I have like a little disclaimer on my WhatsApp, so people that have my number know this. It literally says may not respond to voice notes, because I would get voice notes from people and then they'll be like upset, like pero mabisabo of mapuntrabo of madunaba information, and I'm like, no, you didn't. Or maybe it did, but I didn't. And then I go see, and there's like a bunch of voice notes I didn't listen to, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't count. That's not information. Like, I can't process it.
Yeah, like I'm like, I'll send the voice notes, but I want text back.
Same.
I'm
And
okay with sending the voice notes.
Exactly.
Because my fingers will not type as fast as my brain is going.
Right?
So,
Right?
May mandava un voice note pag explica mo sa miho. And then, may demanda full yung podcast. Like, I'm sorry.
See, but then I'm okay because I'm mentally prepared for it, right? But yeah, I'm like that too. And Kate, if you're listening, like she says that I will sometimes send her like a whole album, and she calls them an album because I'll send like a bunch of voice notes, and each is like 3:14, 2:47, 4:05, right? And she's like, oh, we got a new album. But then I don't want her to respond in voice notes, like, you know.
How dare you?
That's just who I am. I am a flawed person.
Conversations gonna be voice notes.
no.
It
Yeah.
gets confusing.
May lo
Yes,
like, si wala mandami voice note, mande riba WhatsApp. Because may po nila din two times
Oh my
speed.
God. Oh my God.
And may po use other apps in the meantime. So amin na po sit and listen. I have to be doing, sama nila like,
Same.
ariba TikTok thing, like the stories and then Subway Surfers. I'm that person.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Hold on, that's so funny because I was listening to a
Yep.
podcast while I was getting ready, and they were literally talking about the information in Subway Surfers. TikTok.
so I need to be
Yep.
doing like something else with my time. Personally, by Instagram or Facebook Messenger, the worst.
No,
So,
no, I don't use that.
oh no, like mahayong 8-minute voice note, ela durami like 3 days, because I would pause. I'm like, I'll come back. I'm sorry. I'm coming back now. So.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
So on Instagram, I na po like switch apps, but then like ino kita play.
So but you go back. And to play.
First world problems. Like.
Right. So I am not discouraging you from sending me voice memos, because we can play them here, and I did that for like the women's pod. It was nice. But just, you know,
Send us your unhinged stories,
please. Exactly. So we'll have another Spill the Tea in August. Probably I want to do it like the last episode of each month, because then we'll have like a couple of episodes that we can see how people reacted to them and how we felt about them. August is coming up, so I will be having conversations with teachers again. I love these type of conversations. So y'all know what to be asking or not asking teachers, and what type of things, you know, to keep in mind. A little educational, a little funny. So yeah, I look forward to that. Ladies, thank you so much for today.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
this was a fun conversation.
This was fun.
And maybe we can have mimosas next time. And I don't know, make it like funner.
I'm down.
Nine.
I'm just thinking, my brain
at
is
9 in
going.
the morning.
Right?
It's 5 o'clock
Totally.
somewhere.
It
you
is,
know.
it is.
But like 9 a.m. is like mimosas time. What are you talking about?
I don't drink alcohol, so for me, it's all
Anytime is most of the time.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyways.
I mean, I like day drinking. Like if I'm gonna do it, I would rather do it in the daytime. This is so random. I don't know if y'all need to know that.
It's like a few episodes back
This is
though.
slowly
like the
an
alcohol
unhinged episode.
Yes.
Because we went off a bit topic every so often. And that's completely okay. I hope everyone enjoyed those moments.
Right? This is the idea. It doesn't have to feel like, you know, this is the information we need to learn about all the time.
It's just a
laugh
sit and chill, listen, and just vibe episode.
It's a chit chat.
Yes. So thank you so much. I'm gonna say awesome sponsors. Thank you to Survey and Crest. Also, just a reminder. I don't know if I have been reminding y'all enough, but make sure you're wearing enough sunscreen.
Oh, yes.
You know, just wear enough sunscreen. Like I have seen a lot of people with a lot of like horrible tans. And if you're on vacation and this happens like once in a while, that's fine. Like, you know, it happens to me too. But we live on an island, lots of UV rays all of the time. So make sure that, you know, sunscreen is part of your daily routine. I just want to say that. And of course, I'm going to say that I love my CeraVe sunscreen. So, I mean, you know, of course. But yeah, just keep that in mind, please. And
I will see you again next week. As I mentioned, I will be announcing a new sponsor soon next week. And I'm excited, of course. And, if you're a company out there, of course, you want to be a Sincerely Carolina sponsor, just hit me up. And I will, tell you all about it. And you will be supporting educative and fun conversations about topics that a lot of people want to talk about, but maybe don't know how to talk about. So, yes. Have a nice weekend. Be nice. On the road, please. Stop honking at people. It's annoying. Don't honk
Such
at
a
me.
random thought.
Yes. Because this week a couple of people honked at me and I'm like, why are you doing that?
As soon as we lose, we better.
Sí. Ay, minsan ako contento kung nothing lose mas. Pero na rotondo, it's like, I'm not supposed to say, can take a risk with your life, but I'm not about to take that risk with my life. So, I don't know. You gotta wait. Yeah. Oops. Sorry.
On the next episode, Road Rage.
Yes.
Thank you for watching.
So much. Yes, and episode's gonna be available soon on streaming platforms. Take care. Be nice. Bye. I'm Carolina, and I am the host of Sincerely Carolina, a series of educational conversations about current social issues with local and international experts. Make sure you tune in every Saturday on Cool FM from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.